one of the differences that we see on this product launching now worldwide, including in Romania, than the previous version, but also what we're doing to enhance the user experience. Because increasingly, for us in LG, this will be what makes this product stand out from a busy marketplace for high-end superphones. And I want to spend just a couple of moments to go through some of those examples of the software innovations we're bringing with this product. Q-Slide is one of those innovations. If you ever find yourself enjoying a movie on your phone, maybe you're commuting on the train, maybe your other half is watching the TV and you want to watch your own content. And let me show this again. Imagine you're watching a movie, at the same time you want to find about one of the lead actors. Using Q-Slide, you can increase or decrease the transparency of the screen to be able to open a web page, have a text conversation, all of these things really making multitasking in the multimedia age a reality. Not only being able to increase or decrease the transparency, but also being able to bring screen within screen. I'll give you an example of that. It's always better to see rather than just hear from me. I'm going to put this down for a second. And you'll have to just listen to me hard. So, it's that time of year when it's pretty cold and wet outside, so we're all wanting to see our...
I'm going to hold this for you.
Oh, thank you very much. It's that time of year when it's pretty cold and wet outside. We all want to see the movie on our handset of our vacation place. I can do that at the same time as I'm watching this high-definition movie. I can use Q-Slide, just click on the button here. This brings up a screen within screen that allows me to go and do whatever I want. Maybe I can text my wife and say, hey, I'm watching the vacation destination right now and daydreaming about where we're going to be in 2 months' time. And even then, if I want to be on Facebook ranting about this, I can do that and increase or decrease the transparency of what it is that I'm watching. All of this possible thanks to Q-Slide. All of this possible thanks to the quad-core capability that brings that to life. Let me just go on.
Q-Slide o să puteți experimenta și voi de îndată ce se prezintă prezentarea și chiar vă părere să faceți asta.
Cool. Of course, let's have a look at how this might work in real life.
Work. Play. Education. Communication. Obligation. Vacation. Business shouldn't have to come before pleasure. Have both at once with Q-Slide. Live without boundaries. LG Optimus G.
Q-Slide is just one of the innovations that really comes to life on this 4.7 True HD IPS Plus display. Live zooming is another, and I'll try and do this together. So again, I'm watching our same movie, and I want to take a better look at that beach, because that sounded pretty golden to me. So, whilst the movie is playing, I can just pinch and zoom and go in and out on the live movie action. We'd be able to do this for some time, of course, on our photographs, our pictures, but having with a quad-core device the capability to do this on live movie action. And please, you'll have a chance to get hands-on with the products a bit later on and see that and experience that for yourself.
I'm thinking this one would be awesome with the football matches, so you can see closer the action.
Exactly, yeah. I'm not always sure I want to see the football players that close, but even so, if you do, it's perfect for that. And this feature, another one which is coming on Optimus G from launch in Romania, will be very useful to me.
The quick translator.
Exactly that. Imagine that I'm in a restaurant, sat last night in Bucharest, I didn't get that opportunity, unfortunately. But imagine I'm there and I'm looking at the menu, they don't have an English menu, I'm lost. Luckily, I have help at hand, I have quick translator on Optimus G.
Yes, but a few days ago, when I tested that on my blog, we didn't have Romanian yet.
That's a good question. At the moment, we've got select languages. Our target for the second half of this year is that we will have 44 languages in place. Of those 44, Romanian will be one.
That's a very good one.
Yeah. And as you can see on the screen, whether it's using Quick Translator to look at a menu, a road sign, maybe a departure board at the airport, this is instant offline as well as online translation. Online, you have the full sentence translation. Offline, you have dictionary translation, word by word. Smart screen, this sort of technology, once you get into the big screen device where you may be wanting to look at your e-magazine or e-book on your handset, it becomes important to have features that keep the screen active, keep it alive all of the time that you're looking at the article that you're reading. And dual screen, dual play. George will go through this a bit later on, and really this is, from an LG point of view, what our promise should always be about. You know, we, as a manufacturer, are not just smartphone, we are full consumer electronics suite of products. So dual screen, dual play, using Miracast technology, which as you know was formerly Wi-Fi Direct. This allows you not only to mirror the content, a movie or some such that you have on this device, not only to mirror wirelessly to your smart TV or via cable, but also to view different content at the same time. So I start watching a movie on my train journey home on my handset. I get home, I want to continue watching that with my family, I can do that. But at the same time as I'm watching it, running from this handset, I can be checking my Facebook, maybe checking my email, all of these things. Possible and true multimedia multitasking. We call it dual screen, dual play.
So this is what multimedia multitasking should be in the first place. Being able to use your phone doing two things at a time, but actually on two screens.
Exactly.
So expanding your experience from your phone to the larger screen in the room.
Exactly, and it's beyond technology, it's about taking that entertainment with you. Now, why should you have to stop enjoying it once you get home or once you leave home? You can really share that with all of the screens within the home and out of home. And that's a quick look at some of the user experience enhancements. If we take a look back at the hardware, because of course it remains important, then we can see that what makes Optimus G quite stand out is the fact that it's been born from collaboration. For some time, LG has had great strength in terms of its sister companies. LG Chemical for battery, LG Innotek on component innovation, LG Display on display innovation. But it's true to say that as sister companies, we haven't always worked together as closely as we should. And we've had technologies that have gone first perhaps to other vendors. We've now, at very senior level, had the commitment that LG technologies will come first onto LG electronics products. So we're bringing with Optimus G our true HD IPS Plus display for the first time onto Optimus G. We're bringing from LG Chemical our high performance 800 cycle battery. And we'll talk a little bit more about each of these now, but you can see whether it's high speed, thanks to Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Pro processor, whether it's high quality display, whether it's really augmenting that with something we call zero gap touch, which we'll touch a little bit more on now. On the display side, LG really brings the advantage of having the True HD IPS Plus. That gives us this real stripe technology. In terms of the sub-pixel structure, it means that you get much truer color reproduction, much more vivid color reproduction than we see on alternative display technologies that are in the market. I mentioned this technology of zero gap touch. This is not George after a heavy night. No, this is
Not James.
no. This is just some illustration of what we're doing with LG Innotek to enhance our display story more. Zero gap touch basically removes layers of windows from the screen. Rather than having all of these layers of film, ITO film, indium tin oxide film, we are closing that down. So actually we're fusing together the LCD and the front window of the device. What that means, it helps us to get the device design slimmer. That's one very practical advantage. But for the consumer, it means that you have much better outdoor visibility. It's all very well having fantastic display quality, having very true color reproduction, but that's not good if when you're out in direct sunlight you don't get that benefit. So with zero gap touch, we really bring that as a LG point of difference.
And that also makes the display thinner, and in the end it helps the whole smartphone being slimmer.
Absolutely. So as well as having the consumer benefit from the display quality, it also means we can bring our 4G LTE devices into a footprint that is very similar to what we've seen prior on 3G devices and so on. I mentioned a bit on the battery side as well. We have higher density batteries, so that gives us larger capacity. We have a 21 milliamp air battery within Optimus G, but for the same physical size. So still keeping it devices less than 9 millimeters slim. As well as having this, as highlighting this battery performance, it's also worth to highlight our 800 cycle battery technology. It's all very well knowing that you have good days of use from the device, but also you want to know you have a device that lasts a lifetime without seeing battery degradation. And what we see compared to some other manufacturers is, irrespective of how many times you are charging and recharging that battery, you don't see the same level of degradation in terms of the capacity reduction. That is due to this unique technology, we call it 800 cycle battery technology, that we're bringing from our sister company, LG Chemical. So that's a quick walkthrough, I guess, in terms of the UX first, and then we looked at some of the hardware elements. Of course, we also need to highlight the display and the design. If I look first at the back of the handset, we have for the first time a crystal reflection finish, a very premium looking finish. We have a unibody design. It's a very stylish, very slimline. And if I flip it over, we have not only our jet black display. What we mean by that is when the handset is off, we don't see a grey display outline, which spoils the aesthetic of the product. We see a very sleek front visual. We also see Gorilla Glass 2. We actually have glass front and back on this product.
That's what I was wanting to ask you. The back looks shiny enough to be plastic, but it's not.
It's a glass finish, yeah. Again, a scratch resistant.
Scratch resistant.
We have Gorilla Glass 2. That really gives it a good impact resistance as well. So what we're really trying to do is bring a product which is premium, not only in terms of its hardware capability, its UX innovation, but of course in terms of that non-compromised design and look and feel. We've got a short, maybe 1 minute movie, which just tells us a little bit more about these design aspects.